Hi everyone, Joel here. I hope you're having an amazing grand rising, you beautiful souls. I don't know where the camera is to look at, because, if I look over there, I can't see what I'm looking at. I'm making this video because a friend of mine was like, I haven't seen you on YouTube in a while, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, it's probably been a bad minute. This is a really weird angle. I don't like it. Okay, that's a little better, but kind of crazy. So, yeah, you get my shadow on my face. Don't like it. I guess that works. Where do I start? Well, today is November 1st or 2nd. Oh my god. It's already November 2nd. The Hallows Eve is over, technically. Now we're into the full fall season. Yeah. I just got home from. I was gone just under a month, I think. I went to Florida to work at a couple festivals in the Swanee in Live Oak, Florida. First was Roots Festival, and then 2 weeks later I did Halloween. That was really cool. So I dressed up as a scarecrow and a few other things, but I can't remember. That was the one costume that I put work effort into. I kind of did a pirate thing one day. But that's kind of like my regular clothes and stuff. But yeah, this year has been flying by, especially after I guess the past 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. Let's see. I went on my road trip in July. I was gone for a month and a half, so I came back in September. Then when I came back, I went up to Pennsylvania for the baby reveal for my niece. She's having a girl. And then I packed up and left to go to Florida for the month. So I've been all over the country this year. I haven't made all the videos I wanted to make or do all the things I wanted to do because it's very overwhelming for me to process everything that I've been going through throughout the year. Because let's see, we're in November. It's the 11th month of the year, so there's one more month. But it's just the beginning, so it's really 2 more months left in this year. But the last 2 months are big holiday months, so consumerism is mad crazy, right? But as an independent business owner, or as you can say, a community worker, an independent artist, as myself, now is the time that I should be producing things to sell. But I don't know if I have the motivation to do it yet or not. It depends on where I would sell to. I'm still getting my footing on that factor. Please excuse all my yawning, but like I said, I haven't even been home 24 hours yet because I got home at 8 o'clock last night, I think. Yeah. And it's still daytime. So I've probably only been home 14, 16 hours so far. I'm still catching up on my drive lag, as I usually would say. Yeah. It's funny though, because when I get home, It's like my mind starts racing with all my ideas and everything, but my body's like, let me sleep, let me sleep, let me sleep, and that's not happening. So it's a lot of decompression to get my mind, body centered, focused, so I can be productive and figure out what's the best plan of action. Course taken. I really should be sleeping. But I am just doing this little YouTube check-in since people are wondering about me, since I haven't really done anything on social media. Because while I was at the festivals, I was working so much, and the internet kept going out. Because the more people that would come to the event, the thinner the broadband would get spread. So yeah, I get kicked off more. It's funny, when I got home, my TV was kicked off. So that took a little bit. It did it to me again this morning too. I don't know. Oh, I don't pay attention to those things very much. But I will tell you, this last month has been a lot of an intense spirit coming into my life and working with spirit. I don't even know where to start because my head still hurts. I just finished my flow last night. Yeah. Yeah, so I had my flow throughout Halloween, which kind of sucked. But at the same time, it was a nice cleansing process being out in the woods. I didn't get to do all the rituals I would like to do, but Spirit made sure I did some. Yeah, it was interesting. Definitely interesting possessions. I tell you what, that's the best phrasing I can use, because, like, ever since I did the medium session with my sister, my first husband had pretty much has, like, been more and more inclined to talk to me, and since he doesn't know how to communicate with me, he tried to communicate with me through my ancestors. So listening to him talk to me in tongues was very different, because when he was alive, he didn't acknowledge it. So it was intense, to say the least. I'm working towards one day where I can have a better open channel for myself in communication, but I still am a little foggy on the best steps for me to take for me, because everyone's journey and everyone's learning process is just a wee bit different, and guidance and steps and how to do things, how to process things, what works best for one does not always work best for another. That's all a process for all of us to learn. Word semantics can be a big thing sometimes when we're expressing ourselves or trying to express ourselves. Not that we want it to be, but when we're working with different avenues and concepts, they come into play a little more than I realized. So that's still a daily learning process for me. Yeah, the emotional upheaval, cleansing, purging thing has become a more regular thing for me. Yeah, part of my emotional release is purging. It's a lot for me to take in, because, it's like, you're probably like purging. What does she mean by that? I mean throwing up. But see, it's not just throwing up. It's like I feel my body go through this cycle of change. Um, let's see, how do I put it? First, it starts with heavy thoughts, like heavy, overwhelming thoughts of surprise or confusion or misunderstanding, or trying to process something that someone said or did, or the way I comprehend to react to something. Especially when it's a new scenario that I'm not used to. I process things a little bit slower, a lot slower than I used to. See, when I was younger, it was a lot easier for me to like brush things off and say, okay, whatever. And then I got to a point where in my life where anything that and everything that happened, I would hold on to it so tight that it would just like take me over to where I was just reacting to the emotion instead of what the emotion signified. I wouldn't try to comprehend why I was reacting that way. Now, that's all I do. I just take time to process to comprehend why I'm starting to feel a particular emotion and let my body process that emotion and then learn how to release that emotion. And while as I'm working to do this, I'm doing it without feeling judgment on myself if others see me going through the process. Because in the past, when I would get emotional and people would start talking to me, I would give emotional responses. Now, I get emotional. I'll usually say to someone, no, I'm processing something, I need a minute. It seems to work a lot better in communicating whatever I'm going through, because a lot of times in the past it seemed like when I would get upset and someone asked me how I'm doing, and then I try to I would react more than respond in explaining myself, and then they would get emotionally attached to my response, thinking I was attacking them. So now I'm learning to just say, no, I'm processing. I'll be okay. Just give me a little time. And they'll be like, well, if you need to talk, I'm here. And I'll be like, that's cool. When I'm able to process what I'm going through, then I'll talk. Sound good? Sound good. I find it helpful being able to communicate in that way. Because in the past, when I would try to express whatever I'm feeling as I'm feeling it, the other person would connect to that emotion and get attached to whatever emotion I was feeling as if it was theirs too. And then it would be like this thing. And, that's one of the biggest things I've been working on throughout this year. It's almost a year now, because I didn't have my breakdown until January, my emotional breakdown. When my husband and I split, I still am not comfortable with that. I miss him every day. Some days are better than others. I know I've learned a lot through it. But in the end, no matter what's happened, I still love him. I still miss him. It's not the idea of him, it's him. But do I feel that I can grow with him? I don't know. Because the way we talk, he's not on the same emotional level that I'm at. He's still very more reactive than responsive when we have conversations. I still feel judged a lot when we talk. So it's very hard for me to feel growth with him. And that hurts the most. Because I can still see a future with him. Even though most of the time I feel like it's one-sided. But not really. It's weird. It's like, what do they say? 1 degrees? You know, if it was just 1 degrees over, everything would be different. I guess that's kind of where I'm at. I'm kind of like in that 1 degrees of flux. Knowing that everything can be different. Like this. So I've watched it happen over and over and over and over this year. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, the patterns and signs and things that I've seen with people. When I start talking to them and I get to know someone. Like, in the first 5 minutes, you see all these things. Because now that I've gone through so much pain and I've reacted to so many things, and then I've slowed myself down so I can respond a little better instead of reacting, I can see how other people react too quickly instead of slow down to respond. And it's I don't want to say it discourages me, but or say it frustrates me, because I know that everything happens in its own time. Everything happens in its own way, the way it's meant to be. But yet, I still have I still have a longing to be with a partner. But I'm not willing to be with a partner that's less than what I want in life. And, you know, maybe that's why I still hold on to the concept of my second husband. I don't know. I still see the beauty within him, but now I can actually see the issues that were between us that I didn't see before. Do I think we can get through them and get past them? I think that's up to him, not me. Because I'm willing to see them for what they are, but we don't see things the same way. We used to, at least I thought we did. Or I don't know if we do. If he's just being reluctant against me because he's scared of being with me again. I don't know. I know I'm supposed to just let things flow and not overanalyze anything. The universe will provide. But at the same time, I miss human touch. And for me to have a physical connection with someone, I need to have an emotional, spiritual connection with someone. You know, I'm not like, ooh, Okay, yeah, you look good, let's go. I used to be able to be like that, but not anymore. I need more connection. I need more similarities. Like eating the same foods, um, respecting spirit in the same way, being able to learn from each other about spirit. Um, Someone that loves the arts, music, culture, nature, and a naturalist. Someone that's a self-made thinker. And I definitely have a very difficult time having conversations with people that think they're above me or below me. I like to feel and treat everyone as my equal. We're just all on a different avenues to our journeys and our paths and our ways of being. Some of those avenues just mesh perfectly, and then some of them have all these stumbling blocks. Saw that one drop. That's why I'm not supposed to use it over my bed. But at least it didn't hurt the sheet. That's what matters most. It didn't hurt the sheet. But I just missed my sage so much. I mean, I carry sage on my road trip with me, but it was like a little tiny thing, so I could only light it a little bit. And where we were camping, we didn't have any campfires. Like, there was a drought at the time, so we weren't allowed to do fires. Yeah. And that was weird for me. That was really weird for me. Be out in nature and not be able to build a fire because of the drought. So I didn't get my daily smoke regimen. I didn't burn my candle every morning. I wasn't burning my sage and incense every day. That's the one thing about when I'm on the road. I want to get better about that. But I'm still learning how to pack and organize. Like, I have a different bag for everything, which helps a lot. But then sometimes it doesn't. Because there'll be like 10 or 15 things I'll use that go in different places on a regular while I'm sitting in my seat. So it's still a learning process. But like I said, there's no topic to today's discussion. It was just me checking in because I haven't been on YouTube for a mad minute, and had some friends asking if I was okay. I'm okay. I'm just tired because I've been traveling a lot and processing a lot of emotions with traveling and meeting new people. With different thought patterns and processes. And some of them, like, are the way I was. And then I got to meet some new people in the process of where I am and where I want to be. So it was really neat being able to meet so many different people on all the different spiritual levels. And that we could all acknowledge that we were on different spiritual paths, and our own journeys are our own journeys. Some had more of an understanding of how far I've gone with my journey, and some haven't. Some have gone in different avenues than I have with my journey, so it's interesting to collaborate with. I really like that. And then there was one in particular was really hard for me to process. Someone that I thought was a friend, that I thought wanted to be a close friend to me, ended up using me for a ticket to Halloween, which was really confusing to me because we've been friends for a couple years, and we were talking a lot more over the summer, and we were both really excited to see each other. But I don't know. It's kind of like my sister says, well, did you look at the loop and pattern that was being portrayed in front of you while you're going through this process? And I was like, yeah, but I didn't think it was going to go that way because there are other things, but I guess it was the same, which was really sad. Because, yeah, I really do want to be able to meet somebody again. I want to be able to feel close with someone again. But I definitely can't do it with someone that's on a different path. But see, that's the weird part. Is I thought they were on a similar path as me. They were a lot more in line with me than my second husband. But I guess not aligned enough for it to be any more than it was. It's hard when people tell you how much they want to be with you, and then you're like, okay, and then you start to hang out with them, and then you realize they only see you as this object. They don't see you. They don't see me for me. So it makes it a lot harder for me to open up to others. Makes I clam up when I get disappointed. Yeah, I definitely was disappointed. And I don't want to be disappointed in my life anymore. I felt that from both of my husbands too many times because we weren't on the same path. I always thought that they wanted to be on my journey with me, but in the end, they always told me they didn't. That they put on a personification that they wanted to make me happy, until I realized they weren't. And I've noticed this is the kind of thing that we do. Oh, what do we call it? We call it putting our best foot forward on the first date. No, be the real you from the beginning. Let the person see all your faults. So when you do start letting your walls down in front of them, they don't think you're somebody else. Let them know who you really are from the beginning. Don't pretend to be someone else just because you think it's going to make someone happy. Because if it doesn't make you happy, in the end, you end up resenting that person that you were just trying to make happy. Because you never told them the truth. So they didn't know they were doing anything different. They didn't know you weren't doing the things you didn't like. Because you told them you did. So remember, be honest with the person that you want to be with. Let them know all your faults from the gate. Don't hide them. Because all you're going to do is destroy your relationship in the end anyway. I'd rather be alone than be lied to. I'd rather feel lonely than hurt. Because at least if I'm lonely, I have the time to do something about it. But when you get so hurt, and you feel so crippled, like all your limbs are broken, and you can't move, and you can't put a cast on the pain, because you can't find the broken bone, because you can't see it, you can only feel it. And every time I think that my wounds are healing, I'll turn my head and the tears start flowing. Don't even know where they come from, don't know why they showed up, but they're there all the time. I could be in the middle of one of my happiest moments, and then the next thing I'm crying hysterically, missing love and compassion. Even though the new friends I make show me so much love and compassion, I still am filled with tears. And I don't even know how to express where they come from. If they come from just me, or if they come from spirit. I know I can feel different energies flow in and out of me. I let them process through me as if my body was a container, as if I was a collector. That's one of my genetic traits, is being able to be fluid. As I am a Libra, I am an air sign. It's all about balancing and flow. So I guess that's why I can feel so many emotions and process so much pain on a constant. Because every tear that falls out of me, part of it has a sadness in it, part of it's a relief, and part of it's happiness. I see so much that goes on in this world. I see how everybody wants to hurt everyone. I see how everyone tries to help everyone, but they let their own personal attachments get in the way of actually helping someone. Like, for example, love, unconditional love. If you unconditionally love someone, you wouldn't get mad at them for loving someone else too. Hippie days, they called it free love, and that got a little complicated. But
it was a good idea. And they went decently far with it to a point. And why do I say to a point? Because there's always someone that takes it to a different extreme that doesn't want to keep it in balance. No. My sign is about balance, so I'm always trying to keep things in balance. You know, and that's hard for me because I'm either I don't do enough or I do too much. Right now, I'm just trying to learn how to stay even. Not get overwhelmed and not get too excited. Just stay even. Because I noticed that if I get really happy one day, I'll get extra sad the next. Because it's a temporary happiness. It's not that deep, fulfilling happiness that I really desire. I'm learning how to work towards what I truly desire. But I get confused because I get in the way of myself. You know, that thing we call, that thing we call self-confidence. It's really tricky sometimes. Yeah. Is, overall, I believe in myself. I love myself. I'm truly happy with myself. But there gets those lonely points when, because I'm a massage therapist, I'm used to touch. I'm used to sensations, and things like that. And being a Libra, being very sensual, I'm used to touch and sensations. I used to be one of my highlights as a kid. I used to sit there with my friends and go like this and play like this and go like this. And it's fun to do by myself, but at the same time, I have more fun when I do that with someone. And I guess that's why I'm stuck right now in sadness, because I don't have anyone to play with. I don't have anyone to confide in with. And I don't know if I'll ever let anyone in my life again. There's been a couple people that I've tried to let in, but they're too aloof in their own lives to even consider putting me in their life. And that's another thing, it's like, I'm not gonna push myself on anyone to be in anyone's life. They want me around, and they have to reach out to me. Yeah, I don't know. And even when you reach out to me, you gotta do it a couple times. Because I'll pull away. I'll go back to my corner. It's like I said, it's easier to be lonely than it is to be vulnerable. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. And that's why I haven't been on social media much. Because I'm just trying to be okay with myself and not I don't want to feel like I need someone in my life, but I don't like being alone either. So, I don't know. I don't know. I know I love myself. And I know I enjoy the things I do. But it's more fun to share it with someone. And I miss that a lot. But I'm not going to share my life with just anyone. So, and I don't look my best right now. I'm all puffy because I've been crying. I haven't been in the sun in a couple months, and my hair is darkening up. It's kind of weird. Probably gonna end up putting color in my hair again soon because I don't like it when it's like 10,000 layers of coloring, not coloring. Yeah. It was nice in the summer. I love that. The beach bleached my hair out. But I haven't been in the sun or at the beach in a few months, so meh. Well, now I'm just rambling, so I'm gonna let you go. Remember, I love you. I love you. And I love me. And you love you. And I'll take care of me. And you take care of you. I will be good. Yay! Have an amazing grand rising, you beautiful souls.